Claude Code autonomously implemented C compiler. Cursor ran the agent for a week in order to implement a new browser from scratch. But when you use coding agents, you probably ask it to do something, and they run for about 3-5 minutes. You see the result. Result is great, but still, like the amount of changes, the volume of changes is not that big as you hear in the news. In this video, I want to show you how to use Claude Code subagents in order to implement huge changes autonomously. So if you are interested, please continue watching. So what is a subagent in Claude Code? It's basically a Claude Code running a Claude Code itself. So subagent is like a sub-process in Claude Code, and the main Claude Code process, it can delegate some specific task to a subagent. Then subagent will do its own job, so it's Claude Code itself with some same or different prompt. It will do something and then return to the main Claude Code with the result of its work. Let's actually see how it works. So we are now in Claude Code and we can type agents, and here you can see built-in subagents below. So what we have here, we have Claude Code guide. It's a subagent that helps user and helps Claude Code to understand how Claude Code works. So there is explore agent. This agent is used by Claude Code to explore some aspect of your code base. So for example, if you ask, hey, how this and this works in my code base, Claude Code will decide that it needs to run explore subagent with some specific task about that. There is general purpose agent, which is basically the same Claude Code with the same prompt, so it can do whatever you ask it to do. There is plan agent, which is used in plan mode. So when you turn on plan mode, Claude will automatically run this plan agent in order to come up with a plan. And there is a status line setup, which is used if you want to change something about UI in Claude Code. Let's now see the most simple example of how you can use Explore agent. So because agent is some process that runs in its own context and does its own task, you can run multiple subagents in parallel. And so with Explore subagent, you can ask Claude explicitly to run multiple Explore subagents in parallel, and it will do that for you. So let's see how it works. Run multiple Explore subagents in parallel to explore different aspects of the code base and explain how it is structured. Let's run this prompt and see what Claude is going to do. Okay, you see it is running multiple Explore agents. If you press Ctrl-O, you will see exact like prompts and tasks. It is given to subagent. So for the first subagent, the prompt is here. For the second subagent, the prompt is here, and etc. While we have 5 subagents running, we can see like 2 of them are done, and we're waiting for 5 of them to complete its job. Note that for Explore subagent, Claude uses Haiku model, which is the cheapest one, so it's saving you usage and saving you tokens, which is great and which is enough for just exploring how something works. Okay, so we waited for all agents to complete their job. They returned with some report about their exploration, and now the main Claude Code process can generate us like the structure of the database, explaining how everything works based on results of 5 exploration agents. Of course, this is very useful when you have a huge code base. You can explicitly ask Claude to run explore subagents in parallel. Now, you can create your own subagent. So if you go to agents again, there is create new agent. First, you select whether you want it to be personal, so for your own Claude Code, or you want it to be inside the project, which means that it will be shared with your teammates. So let's go with projects. And now you can either manually configure it. So you'll need to create a markdown file describing prompts for the agent, or you can generate it with Claude. So let's go with generate with Claude. And let's say I want to create an agent that will generate tests for me. Generate unit tests after every change I make to the code base and run them. Now it asks me what tools I'm going to give to this agent. So we can go with all tools or read-only tools, edit tools, execution tools. It's for example for bash. So can it run bash commands? Because we want it to create tests with us. Let's just go with all tools available. Continue. So now I can select which model it is going to use. So it can either inherit from our main model. So if we use like Haiku, it will continue using Haiku. Let's go with this option. Color for this agent. Let's go automatic color. Yeah, there's also option to add memory to your agent, so it will remember something. Let's enable it by default. And now you see the description of the agent, some system prompt, etc. Let's click enter. And let's see what Claude created. If you go to .claude, you'll see agents here and you'll see unit test generator. And if you expand, you'll see that this is a markdown file, name, it has description, it has model, memory, and now it has some detailed instructions on how it should generate tests for this specific project. Now I can use this agent. So I can ask use unit test generator agent to generate test plan for the code base. Let's run the prompt. And you see that this agent is running with some specific prompt. Again, if we press Ctrl O, we will see the exact prompt sent to this agent. And the agent has its own system prompt. So now it is doing its job, like running some tools, searching something. The agent itself can run its own subagent as well. So it can decide to explore something, for example, and then like come up with a test plan like we asked it to. Now you can see that the agent created test plan, which we can see in the project in Markdown file. So it's like describes the coverage of the project. It also updated this memory for this project. So it's again a Markdown file, test infrastructure status, key source files, etc., etc. This memory file will be automatically used when you ask it to generate new tests. So it will check what's the current test status. So it's quite useful to have some memories which are tied to these specific agents and are not used outside of it. Now, I promised you to show how we can implement a huge amount of changes using subagents in Claude Code. So let's do this with our test plan. So we have this test plan.md, which is a huge plan, which includes 229 tests. And how we can implement it in one go. So first, let's clear context in Claude Code. So we start from scratch. Now we write the following prompt. Implement all the tests from testplan.md by spinning up unit test generator subagent for a task, then check its work, mark it as done in testplan.md, and continue with the next task. So what we are asking Claude to do is basically take some task from the test plan, spin up subagent, let it work in its own context, and then come back with the result. And then this main Claude Code will check the result of the subagent, so what it has done, mark this task as done in the plan, and continue with the next task. So we can do this if we have a lot of tasks, and it makes sense to do this if you have a lot of tasks in your plan. It is good because now every task will be implemented in its own context, so you're not very limited by context of the model. So now we mentioned that we wanted to use test generator subagent. If we want to, if we work with not tests but general like feature implementation, you can replace this test generator subagent with general purpose subagent, which is available by default in Claude Code. Just be explicit and say, hey, spin up general purpose subagents for every task, and Claude Code will do it. So let's run this prompt. So you see the main Claude Code installed all the packages for testing, implemented this ytest config ts, added some test scripts to package.json, and now it is creating a list of like general tasks it needs to do. Cool. And now it decided to run 5 subagents in parallel for all of these types of tests. So you see it is spinning up subagents for validations, for submission utils. Cool. You can now see how it waited for these 2 agents to finish. These two, like when you see task, it's usually also a subagent. So you see that these subagents finished as well. It decided to run the test after tier 1 implementation. All tests passed, which is great. And now it is marking test as done in the test plan. If we open test plan now, we can see that some test plan are done. So it's using emojis to mark as done. And now it is implementing tier 2 changes again by spinning up test agents. Now, during the implementation of tier 3 tests, Claude Code decided to compact its conversation. So it's basically summarized all the previous conversation because the context became too long. But this is fine. This happens automatically in Claude Code. And now we just continues with the implementation. You can see that after implementing tier 3 tests, it is running already for 21 minutes without interruptions. Okay, so the implementation is done. We can see that Claude implemented 348 tests. The total running time was 24 minutes. It checked that all tests passed, and now we have them in our code base, so we can commit them, or we can automate testing with GitHub workflows. So obviously, if you have bigger plan or if you have more changes, you can make Claude Code to run even longer. This was all I wanted to show you today. So just to recap, it's very useful to spin up subagents, even if it's general purpose agent, and also to ask Claude Code to check work of the subagent. So it will run as an independent judge. It can execute the code, it can run tests for you and check that a subagent did the work properly. I hope that was useful. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We post weekly tutorials about Claude Code, Codex, Cursor on our channel. Thank you and see you next time.